So I came across this guy's video mentioning about the dark truth about Christmas, and he mentions about what if Jesus came back and asked you this question saying, "Why are you guys celebrating my birthday when it's not my birthday?" And he mentions that, did you know that there was a false god who was called the sun god, called Horus, who was from Egypt, that had the same, date, timeline that he was born, okay, on the 25th of December that's recorded. And it actually has a history background where they actually start doing sacrificial rituals during that day where they slaughter babies. And this is where it gets interesting, but yet more gruesome. To prepare that kind of a ritual, they would have to go 9 months before that happens. And guess what? That lands on Easter. Yes, Easter. Same day that we've been, practicing for Christ's resurrection. But this gets interesting. This is a different god on that day called Ishtar, the god of war. Now, on that day, not a lot of people know this, but lots of people used to actually, what you have is called a ritual for having an orgy, okay? Yes, I'm not joking. Orgy, where that's where they all have an orgy together and they would actually become pregnant. And then 9 months later, after they give birth, that's when later on December 25th, the exact timeline when they should be able to give birth to a child, and they would sacrifice their child on that date. And guess what? Jesus' birthday has nothing to do with that on that day, and because his birthday was not the 25th. So think about this, folks. Why are we celebrating his birthday? That's not his birthday. Why are we celebrating a date of someone else now? Now, this gets deeper. Check this out. So here we go. It says, answer and explanation. Unlike other cultures in ancient history, the ancient Egyptians used a solar calendar of 365 days, and the birth of the god Horus was believed to roughly correspond with December 25th, even though the name and date of the month had not yet been established in modern terms. So here's the Yule meaning. Okay, this is a different mythology. This is part of the Norse mythology, and guess what? It has nothing to do with Jesus in this one, but this shows you the similarities and how Christianity somehow got this involved with the date and birth of Jesus. Unfortunately, for those who don't notice this, okay, this is actually how they really slid to this, okay? Jesus' birthday had nothing to do with the 25th, so they just made that up and decided to slid it to believe that that was his birthday. And would you look at that? Even other false gods were also born on December 25th. You can't make this stuff up. Yes, you got Horus, okay? Osiris, Attis, Krishna, Zoroaster, and then you got all the rest of the names you can read right here. It goes on, folks. This is not a coincidence. This means we have something going on here. We're accidentally letting cultural views sliding into the practices of the world rather than seeking the creator of heaven and earth and all of creation. This shows you that we are accidentally being compromised with the worldly ways, folks. And guess what? You got Nimrod, and he had a tremendous influence on the world's religions. It all began in Babylon. Christmas, Easter, the Trinity, nameless Lord worship, the cross used in worship, the hellfire doctrine, soul immortality, the purgatory, sun, day, and sunrise worship, infant baptism, and the list goes on. Yes, it does go on. And by the way, the Sunday and sunrise worship shows you exactly why we're not supposed to, worship on that day. Only Saturday is the true Sabbath day. And yes, if you look at the bottom of the screen of the picture of the left, where it says Nimrod defied ancient Nineveh artifact, where it says Nimrod's birthday, yes, it was on December 25th. And then if you look on the right, okay, you see picture of Santa Claus, but look at this. It says Nimrod and Santa trees. Yes, folks. This is how you know that the Christmas tree was copied through Nimrod's ways, okay? Through the tree in his hand and Santa's tree in his hand. Look at that. And if you notice, if you actually look up in numerology, Santa's name relates to Satan's name. I'm not joking. You can look this up, folks, and they represent the same number. Yes, the 3-digit number, even though I don't want to say it. And look at this, guys. Your stomach is going to turn like crazy. Look at the name where Nimrod and the names are all connected. Look at this. Nimrod's name on the right. He was also presented as sun god, and he was also basically born on December 25th. And guess what? His wife presented herself as the moon goddess of ancient Babylon, wife and mother of Nimrod. Yes, the entire earth is lying in the power of ancient Babylon and the spell cast by Nimrod and his mother. Then if you look right here, it says, why is Christianity beholden to Babylonia? Yes, it is taken up upon itself to promote Babylonian practices through their promotion of Christmas and Easter, both which can follow their footprints right back to Babylon. So I came across this article where it says, does anyone ask why? Why do we put a Christmas tree up? What would most people say? Well, it's tradition. Everyone else does it. It's for the children. It's fun. People engage in these traditions because everyone else does. However, if you follow the world in its ways, you are not following Father Yahuwah. You are going against him. Now, I am not saying I am perfect or judging anyone for holding these traditions. I want to share the truth of where these traditions come from. If it doesn't come from Father Yahuwah, it comes from Satan/Lucifer. People are making altars and idols to Satan and are ignorant of what they are doing. Those who deceive and have taught those who claim to be believers of Yahuwah and Jesus, also known in Hebrew, Yeshua, these Christianized pagan practices have changed the true meanings of the symbols. The truth shall set you free. So here, Jeremiah chapter 10, verses 1 through 4. Hear the word that the Lord has spoken to you, house of Israel. Now I'm going to replace the Lord with Yahuwah. This is what Yahuwah says, do not learn the ways of the nations or be terrified by signs in the heavens, although the nations are terrified by them. For the customs of the peoples are worthless. Someone cuts down a tree from the forest. It is worked by the hands of a craftsman with a chisel. He decorates it with silver and gold. It is fastened with hammer and nails so it won't totter. And then Deuteronomy 16:21-22. Thou shalt not plant thee a grove of any trees near unto the altar of the Father your God, which thou shalt make thee. Neither shalt thou set thee up any image which the Father your God hateth. Also means hate. And look right here. It says the Christmas deception exposed. Santa equals anagram of Satan. Now look at the top star on the tree, the morning star. And look at this. There's a fruit of the apple that represents the forbidden fruit. Okay? Now we don't know if it really was an apple, but it does resemble that. Now here we go. The serpent. Yes, the slithering around the tree. Then it says Nimrod B-Day, December 25th. And then you got pine tree, pine cone. And then the torch of Lucifer. Wow, what are the odds? And the satanic pine cone, okay? And you can see, okay, that these pagan gods we're looking at are also mentioned as destroyers. Satanists are eating the pineal gland of their offerings after they have been sacrificed. And during the rituals, they also drink their adrenalized blood containing DMT that is produced by the pineal gland. And where do they get the blood? Sacrificed children. Baby fetal cells. That's right, from those who do abortion. What are the odds? Guys, repent. Yeshua is coming soon. Do not harden your hearts, folks. You need to repent. Read Ephesians chapter 5 so you can understand this. God bless.